Good evening, everybody. Hello. Good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Charlotte Griffiths, and welcome to the swearing-in ceremony and inaugural meeting for the City of Dauphin Council term of 2022 to 2026. My name is Charlotte Griffiths, and I'm the city manager for the City of Dauphin and your master of ceremonies for tonight. We acknowledge that the land on which we gather is Treaty 2 land, traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Assiniboine, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and homeland of the Métis Nation. We affirm our commitment to moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of collaboration and reconciliation. Thanks to Heather Medwood on the bagpipes and Staff Sergeant Campbell and Sergeant Linklater from the RCMP for leading us into council chambers. And now we will have Maria Jean Slobodian Plutzwa for the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, with all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Maria Jean. So every 4 years, all municipalities in Manitoba, please be seated. Every 4 years, all municipalities in Manitoba hold elections to determine their head of council and council members. Today, we welcome 4 new council members and 3 returning members. Each council member has had their own
Thanks very much, Charla. And I'd like to get the first meeting of our new council started by reading the first resolution. Call to order. All those in favor, please indicate. Anyone opposed? Call that motion carried. And we'll move on to the next motion, which was moved by Councillor Ray and seconded by Councillor Bellemare. And the motion reads, whereas Section 1482B of the Municipal Act states that a municipality's organizational bylaw must provide for the appointment of a deputy head of council to act in the absence of the head of council. And whereas the City of Dauphin's organizational bylaw 08-2022 states that at the first meeting of council each year, council must elect a councillor as deputy mayor. Be it resolved that council elects Councillor Christian Loughlin as deputy mayor. All those in favor of that motion, please indicate. Anyone opposed? And that motion also is carried. Moving right along. Moved by Christian Loughlin and seconded by Councillor Ted Ray. Whereas Section 811 of the Municipal Act allows the council to appoint a person with the title youth member to sit with the council. And whereas that youth member must be less than 18 years of age or enrolled as a full-time student in a school. And whereas that youth member can participate in council's deliberations, but is not counted for the purpose of determining a quorum or deciding a vote of council. Be it resolved that council appoint Emma Fox as the City of Dauphin's youth member on council effective immediately to the end of June 2023. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate. All those opposed? Carried. Break the record for the fastest council meeting of all time. The next resolution, moved by Councillor Ted Ray and seconded by Councillor Stephen Sobering. Whereas City of Dauphin checks must be signed by 2 approved signing authorities, 1 from each representative group. Be it resolved that council approves the following council and staff members as signing authorities for the City of Dauphin. The council representatives are the mayor, the deputy mayor, Christian Loughlin, and Councillor Kathy Bellemare. And the staff representatives are the city manager, Charlotte Griffiths, the deputy city manager, Lisa Gaudette, and the director of finance, Scott Carr. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate. Opposed? None. Motion also is carried. The next motion, moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Sobering. Whereas council acknowledges the efforts of its predecessors to establish and grow Dauphin into the thriving city it is today. And whereas council commends the local community groups and organizations that, through the hard work of their staff and volunteers, accomplish great things in Dauphin. Be it resolved that Council of the City of Dauphin commits to working with each other, municipal staff, the community, and all other stakeholders to build upon the foundation of past successes to create a bright and prosperous future for Dauphin and the Parkland. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate. Opposed? None. Motion is carried. Now we'd like to move to the next motion made by Councillor Daly, seconded by Councillor Stakilo. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the councillors' reports for the inaugural meeting of November 7th, 2022. So I'd like to start now we'll start on the right-hand side. If Councillor Daly, if you're prepared to present your report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thanks everyone for attending. Running for public office is a major decision, as it means you will have to make significant sacrifices and be willing to burn the midnight oil. It is a decision I did not make lightly and is one you don't make alone. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my wife Kit for her support, encouragement and wisdom throughout my campaign, and my daughter Rebecca for her tech support, creative, promotional, and messaging skills, and millennial advisor. A small but very capable team. Thank you. I would also like to thank those who gave me their valuable time to discuss issues and difficult topics related to municipal politics. Too many to mention here, but you know who you are, and I am grateful for your advice, direction, and trust. I'm excited to be here and look forward to using the skills and network I have, bringing a positive energy to the work ahead of us, listening, learning, and being a responsible team player with what I believe is a tremendous group. Finally, thanks to everyone who voted for me and to everyone who voted. The turnout and interest shows we have much to offer as a city, and I will do my utmost to keep all of us moving forward. Thank you.
I'd like to now call on Councillor Ted Ray.
32 years I've stood in front of teenagers and talked, and this is a little bit different. But anyway, I'd like to start out first by thanking my family, my wife Kelly, my son Sean, and my daughter Sammy for their support throughout this campaign. I'd also like to thank the many citizens that showed up on October 26th to vote, as well as the citizens that took part in sitting at the polling station all day. It was a very long day, and we appreciate that as well. I'm very humbled and excited to be given the opportunity to help shape the future of this great community that we live in. And I'm very confident with the selection of council, our mayor, and the administrative staff that we have here that we can do a great job over the next 4 years. And I'm looking very forward to starting.
I'd like to now call on Councillor Bellemare, please.
Thank you. It's a huge honor to be part of the City of Dauphin Council for the third time. I was humbled by the many voters who supported me, and a big thank you for that support. I'd like to dedicate this council seat to my mom, Nettie Kowalik, who passed away just before election day #1 in 2014. And in one of my conversations with her, she was saying, "Are you thinking of running for council?" I think I was ranting about something, hey? And it kind of planted a seed, because that wasn't what I was thinking about when I was saying that. And here I am, you know, all these years later doing this and really enjoying doing this. That's why I'm back and really looking forward to this team and looking forward to continuing to work with the staff. We have an amazing staff. One thing I just wanted to point out as I'm looking around the room is what's behind us here. We have new flags, and these 5 flags, like we had 3 before, there's 2 new ones, and we also are flying 2 new ones outside. And we had a big flag raising ceremony, and it was a very emotional day. The new flags represent the Northwest Métis Council and Treaty 2 territory. And we've been working on developing relationships with our partners, and that will continue, and this is another step in that. And I also want to acknowledge that Reeve Sursky is here, and that was one of the things we worked on last council was our relationship with the RM, and we made great progress. We became great friends. We have a whole list of projects we work on together, and I'm very pleased that you're here this evening, Reeve Sursky, and we'll continue our relationship. Just a reminder, your input is always welcome. You know where we are and how to find us, and I'm excited to be working with this group. And I guess I have to say, yay team.
Councillor Stigalo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I am honored and humbled to be sitting here today, and I'm very thankful for everyone's support to allow me to be here. As I look back on the previous years that I've been on council, I'm very proud of the many accomplishments that have been achieved. As I look forward, I'm filled with hope that this current council will be dedicated to progressing our city forward as it has been for the past number of years. I want to congratulate my fellow councillors as well as the mayor for being successful in October's election. And I want to thank all those individuals who put their name forward on the ballot. I also want to thank Rodney Juba and Patty Eilers for their many years of service. And of course, to my family for their ongoing support while I've attended many meetings over the past number of years, and that will be continuing. I'm excited to get back to work, making Dauphin the greatest city possible. So thank you.
Deputy Mayor Lachlan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I didn't write a whole heck of a lot down. This is apparently what I do best, so I'll just go off the cuff here. Thank you, everyone who came tonight. It's great to have this many people in a room for the first time in a long time, it seems. I encourage everyone to come out to our regular council meetings, which start next week. They're much more exciting than this one, you could argue. But nonetheless, I do want to say thank you to everyone who voted and supported me. As many of the councillors have said so far, very humbled and honored to be in this position once again. I might sound like a bit of a broken record, but I've been saying it a lot over the last couple months and even the last year. There's a lot of exciting things to look forward to in Dauphin right now. I'm really looking forward to the next term with this great group of people and councillors. And like Councillor Stikilo said, say as well, congratulations to everyone who put their name in for the last election. It's not an easy thing to put your name forward going into an election. But nonetheless, before I close, I do want to say thank you to my wife, Jessica, for all her support, and my father-in-law, Larry, who's here tonight as well. And again, I'm really excited to get moving. So let's do just that. Thank you.
Councillor Sobring.
Thank you, Mayor Bosiak. I also just wanted to thank all of the voters who came out and for their tremendous support. Being elected as a councillor is definitely a privilege, and I promise that I am going to do my best to make sure that every decision I make is in the best interest of the city of Dauphin. I look around the council chambers and I know that we have a great team and tremendous potential and opportunities, and I look forward to working with them. And I would also like to thank my family, my wife Melanie, son Liam, and daughter Callie, friend Scott Woodcock for building my website, and everybody else who let me poke signs in their yard. Very much appreciated. And I just promise to learn and listen and act and continuously grow, as I know our community is going to. So thank you for coming out tonight, and I'm looking forward to the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve, and thank you all councillors for those reports. Before I read a short prepared message that I've made, which contrary to Christian, I'm also off the cuff, so this is sort of against my style of reading something that I prepare, but I just want to acknowledge the tremendous staff that the city has, and most of them are in the room tonight, but if you'll acknowledge with a little wave. On the administration side, Lisa Gaudette's our Deputy City Manager. Lisa's here. Our Finance Manager is Scott Carr, Director of Finance. Mike Van Alstyne is our Director of Public Works and Operations. Terry Gennick's our Public Works Foreman, and he's not here this evening, but he's probably out there doing something. Our Economic Development Tourism Manager, Martijn van Loon, is here. And Ember, our tourism coordinator, is taking pictures, apparently. Thanks for being here, Ember. Fire department is led by Cam Avery, our fire chief and master of ceremonies on Saturday night. Our information and community technology, our ICT manager, is Justin Tokarczyk. Justin, make sure we don't mess up our tech. And I can help you with that, though, the messing up part for sure. I'd like to acknowledge our RCMP Staff Sergeant Ray Campbell is here, and Sergeant Scott Linklater are here. Thank you for being here. Heather, thanks for for piping us in. I'd also like to acknowledge our member of the Legislative Assembly, Brad Mikuletsky is at the back. So thanks, Brad, for being here. And same, Ernie, thanks. Was already acknowledged with the Reeve of the RM. Ernie Sersky is here. And so we'll be obviously working with the rural municipality, but I just wanted to, let everyone know that staff is here. Before I read my closing statement, I'd just also like to acknowledge that with the changeover of council, we had 3 council members who are no longer with us on council. But I'd just like to acknowledge that Patty Allers was on council for 17 years, from 2005 to 2022. That Councillor Rodney Juba was on council for 12 years, from 2010 to 2022. And Councillor Kerry Reel was on for 3 years, from 2018 to 2021. So with that, as a last order of business, I just want to read a short prepared statement. So again, welcome family and friends and guests. I'm humbled and honored to be the new mayor of Dauphin. But sitting here today takes me back to a time in the mid-60s when my sister and I would sit on the curb right out that window because this used to be the farmer's store. And my grandfather, Dimitri Hrinkyu, owned the farmer's store, and we used to sit on the curb and collect candy right from this location. And used to watch the fair parade with my mom, who worked part-time for my grandfather. And then I think about my dad, who's sitting right over there, and who started a business as a bright-eyed 20-something in 1949, 1 block straight west of here. And many years later, I was able to, with my wife Maggie, who's also here today, to turn that property into Bose's Body Shop, which ended up being a gym that we operated for nearly 30 years in the vicinity. So then my first real job was in the provincial building, which was 1 block east of here. And we're in 1983, I moved home to Dauphin for a 3-month term position that turned into the rest of my life. And after working at the gym and the sport council and another couple of years at university, I liked going to school, and I would probably still be in school if I didn't have to have a real job. I returned back to Dauphin to become the first general manager of the Dauphin Joint Rec Commission, which ironically is 1 block to the east. And so after 7 years at the Rec Commission, 5 more at the gym, and consulting that I did while I was at the gym and being a dad to my son, I was fortunate to finish my career where it all started, 1 block west of here, back at the provincial building, where I worked for over 11 years with the provincial government in a variety of different capacities. So my whole life's been in Dauphin, and I've seen and experienced much. Contraction and growth, success and failure, exhilaration and despair. But through it all, I recognized the spirit and a culture in our fair little city that I'd like to re-engage and expand upon. I'm referring to that collective feeling of exuberance and pride we feel when we opened the rec complex all those years ago, when we hosted the Manitoba Summer Games that Frank Clark from Sport Manitoba said at that time the best Manitoba Games ever. When we built the theater, when we developed the Northgate Trail system, when we welcomed immigrants to our community, when we host festivals and share our goodwill with all others. The last few years have been very challenging and trying for all of us, but we persevered, and I believe strongly that the light at the end of the tunnel is right in front of us. And you, the citizens of Dauphin, have elected a tremendous group of qualified councillors. You've heard from them tonight. I've shared with you our tremendously strong staff, and I couldn't be more excited to start working with these experienced and enthusiastic individuals. Our staff is amazing, both here and at the Public Works Department. So I strongly and fully believe that our future is bright when we come together We prioritize our objectives and work collectively to deliver the services the citizens of Dauphin expect and deserve. Thank you again for putting your trust in me and this council, and I promise we will work hard for you. So thank you very much. And with that, I'd vote on. Okay, oh, we forgot to vote on something. Thank you very much, Charlotte. Promise that will happen often and often, that you will be needing to help me. But be it resolved that council, this is the motion moved initially by Councillor Daly and seconded by Councillor Stakalo, that be it resolved that council accepts as information the council's reports for the inaugural meeting of November 7th, 2022. All in favor, please indicate. Opposed? None. Carried. Perfect. And then finally, moved by Councillor Loughlin and seconded by Councillor Daly, be it resolved that this meeting does adjourn at 7:40 p.m. Thank you very much. Now, the frivolities and the refreshments. So please feel free to hang around with us, have a chat, talk to us. We've got some refreshments in the committee room. And again, thank you very much for coming out this evening.